Hi, this is Analytical Chick. So what I want to talk about today is one of the city councilmen in New York City. I want to talk about him trying to blame whites for an attack that Caucasians did not commit. All right, so let's get into it.
As I see it, we are confronting a very, very serious problem in this city, in this country. An explosion in hate crimes against Jews, African Americans, and Muslims. In January 2019, there were twice as many hate crimes committed in New York City as there was in January of 2018. And most of those hate crimes were against Jews. We are having a very, very...
So that is true. I'm going to jump ahead. But here's the thing is, it was mostly Jews, but there's information that he's being extremely misleading and trying to do a bait and switch on.
Just 2 weeks ago, I stood in Jackson Heights, where a man had been assaulted.
By the way, Jackson Heights is a highly Hispanic area. The cartels kind of have it locked down. I would never go there. It is inside Ocasio's district. So, yeah.
Assaulted, and the person assaulting him had yelled anti-gay language. Not charged as a hate.
No white people go in that area. I seriously doubt it was a white person.
Councilmember Donovan Richards, you'll hear from him in a minute, I'm sure. He chairs the Public Safety Committee. I chair the committee that oversees the DAs. He oversees the police department. We had a briefing at One Police Plaza a couple of weeks ago on what the city is doing to combat white supremacism. You can't really get into the details, but from my perspective, and I don't think the councilman disagrees.
There it is, the bait and switch. He describes a problem, legitimate problem, that Jewish people are receiving more anti-Semitic attacks, and then he turns around and says, oh, we have to see what we're going to do about white supremacism. But wait a minute, is there proof that white people did that attack? I want to, so here's an article, here's an article about the attack. So there's a video of it. I'll put the links in the description. Jewish community on edge after vicious anti-Semitic attacks in Brooklyn. It happened in Crown Heights, which is, you can see I can't cover it because it's gonna, but Shamrin, Crown Heights on the badge there. And Crown Heights is an area, it's not just Orthodox Jewish, it's Chabad Hasidim, so I'm not Chabad, and I don't live near that area too much. I used to live in Brooklyn, like before I was Jewish, not too far from there. But, yeah, so the area is mostly Caribbean blacks and Jews. There are some, like, American blacks. There actually are American whites that live there, but not too many. And this is New York City, so most of them are shitlibs. So I'm gonna scroll down. They actually have the name of the two men. So the names are Nazar Walters and Tishon Bannister. Now, everyone can tell what kind of name Tishon is. So I looked up Nazar, and it can be like a different name. It could be like a Hispanic name, or it could be like a Middle Eastern name, because it means something like in Spanish, and then it also, like in Spanish, it's like a Catholic thing, like for Nazareth, and I forget what it means in Middle Eastern, but I think it means something in Arabic, so it's also, but the most common country, like you look at the common countries where the name is more common, you got like Pakistan, Sudan, Iran, India, Saudi Arabia, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Arab Emirates. You see all of these countries on the top of this list. what kind of populations live there. Just a little, not too far from there, it turns out he actually did convert to Sunnism eventually. But interesting, the mosque that's run by Linda Sarsour's mentor, Siraj Wahaj, he was born as Jeffrey. He was originally a Nation of Islam, NOI, which is a specific type of Islam for black converts, and I believe he was a prison convert, but I don't think I see it in here anymore. And anyway, you can see here it says Al Taqwa Mosque. So, Masjid Al Taqwa. Masjid is, I guess, Arabic for mosque. So it's the same thing. Oh, and this actually says at Taqwa, but I think that somebody misspelled it. So this took place somewhere around President Street, which is down here. I thought that was interesting that it was so close to that. There's also these two other mosques that are apparently nearby. And so now New York Post, people who don't live in New York City may not realize this, but the New York Post, they're not really like a right-wing paper, but they're not left-wing like the other papers. They're kind of like centristy. Like, they'll actually tell the truth, but they're not conservative. They have a lot of like smut. They'll have like articles about like, you know, how to satisfy your like boyfriend in bed and stuff like that. Like, things that are not something you'd expect from someone conservative. So it's like, on the one hand, it has like a little bit of like this Cosmo kind of feel to it, some of the articles, and then you also, but the politics is kind of like centrist, maybe a little bit conservative. Like, you know, they'd be down with like rhinos and mild conservatives. And you see, they said this happened last night in Crown Heights, not in Charlottesville, nor at the hand of white supremacists. They actually said point. I actually didn't see that until right now. New York Post said point blank, this did not happen by white supremacists. And there's been actually some other incidences in Crown Heights, and then there was another incident in Queens. The incident in Queens, I know basically all of the incidences have been like blacks or Hispanics. Like, there was two guys who beat up a Jewish guy Queens outside of what you call it, a kosher like food bank soup kitchen type place, and the volunteer from the soup kitchen, like a Hispanic lady, she ran out with a broom and like chased them away with a broom, like, you know, other people just stood there and watched. She was the only one who had the balls to do anything, and two guys were beating up this kid. It was like a 16-year-old Jewish kid who goes to a Jewish school. So like, they're like, no, he couldn't have known them from school because he doesn't go to their school. So but yeah, let's see if there's anything else in that video. I think there's a little more that I want to watch play for you guys. Come on.
The answer is not enough. Remember, we all watched the white supremacist group, the Proud Boys, committing assaults on the streets in New York.
And of course, we know that the Proud Boys are not a white supremacist group. Stop it. Please, stop it. Freaking Democrats.
Nobody was even arrested until the elected officials in the community voiced.
No one was arrested because it was actually Antifa who attacked the Proud Boys. And again, the Proud Boys in New York City are like, a good chunk of them I think are Hispanic. I don't like know exactly who's a Proud Boy and who's not, but I believe a few of them are Hispanic, and I think there's some black Proud Boys and everything. And they also had Christopher Wright, aka Conservative in New York. He is not a Proud Boy, at least at this time, but he's black, and he was like in the group with them because he was like filming. He's a YouTuber. He has a decent sized channel. Check him out. So,
our outrage. Look, today we're here to be united, to to celebrate and thank.
We're here to be united, all the while I'm trying to divide with all this, like, lies and backstab and bait and switch. Sure.
The bravery of this young woman to make sure that the family knows that we are here for you.
I think that might be the woman that, attacked the guy that I was just telling you about in the other incident. I'm not sure.
But we are also here to demand action. To demand action from our city, to demand action from our law enforcement community, to confront and combat the hate crime menace that is preying upon all New Yorkers. Let's leave here today with a commitment to demand justice and that hate crimes be identified, charged, and prosecuted as hate crimes.
Yeah, except they won't do that because Jews don't have the same level of victim points as the Hispanics and blacks do. We are, like, basically, you know, there's white men who, like, have, you know, no victim points at all. And then, like, there's white women and Jewish men and Jewish women. And they're, like, just a hair below the white. You know, and then, like, you jump down, and then Asians are, like, around where we are, you know, and then you go down, and then, like, that's where, like, the Hispanics and the Jews, or in the blacks, and the Arabs, they outrank us when it comes to victim points. So, alright. I think that's everything I wanted to cover. I covered every tab here. I'll put the links in the description. Thanks everybody for stopping by my channel.
Oh well. People need to be awake and they need to be aware. They need to stand up against the stunt. Oh well. People need to be awake. People need to be awake and they need to be aware. They need to stand up against this stuff. Oh well.
And it's so politically engaged.
And is so politically engaged.